Good evening, everyone. Of course, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are located in the world. My name is Mark Fuller. This is TeamAlliance. I have some good educational content for you once again. And right now it's about 4:30 p.m. here in New York City. We're losing our light earlier. Sun is going down earlier now that we're in the wintertime. Well, we're not really officially in the wintertime. This is really fall, but you'll know what I'm talking about. Gets darker earlier, so I got to take advantage of the light while I still got it. So let me get into some content real quick. I have a couple of things I can speak on. I'm trying to decide which one I'm actually in the zone for right now to talk about. Let's see. Let's talk about this one. Why is studying the market more profitable than learning a strategy? Why is studying the market more profitable than learning a strategy? This is a good one because quite often when people are introduced to my content and they see me taking trades online, in my videos, the natural assumption is to think that what I'm using is some type of methodology or some type of strategy. And I want to continue to elaborate on the major difference between actual market skill and your ability to interpret the market itself, the way that it moves, the way that you react to the movement, and what you do afterwards, like what action you take as a result of the way that the market is behaving, the way that the market is conducting itself, the environment that the market is actually in. It's important that you understand there's a difference between understanding the market as a whole and the market itself from the perspective of the market, meaning that you're seeing the market and you're able to read the market based on what it does. You're not having an expectation from the market based on what your strategy is. You see the difference between those two things? When you have a strategy, you have an expectation from the market to provide you with something according to whatever your strategy is. On the contrary, the way that you guys see me engage with the market, which is also what I teach through TeamAlliance, is instead of going about it that way, what I actually do is just sit and look at the market. Whatever instrument I'm trading, I apply what I see in the market to the instrument, and I make the connection between the instrument and what would constitute profits and what the actual market is doing. It's reversed. It's not me applying a strategy or a method on top of the market and then trying to curve fit or force the strategy on the market in order to extract the trade. That's what a strategy does. So there's a very significant difference between those two things. And it's obvious that studying the market is way more profitable, but the problem becomes that most people have no idea where to start when it comes to studying the market itself. This is why the majority of people in this industry overall are losing. The number is very high, anywhere from 95 to 99% of everyone that is trading the markets loses money. Either consistently losing or eventually losing, because sometimes people will be profitable with a strategy for a period of time, but when the market shifts, and the market can shift indefinitely into something else as far as the cycle that it is in, relative to the world and to the conditions that are going on that affect the way that that market moves. Everything that affects the price of the market affects the market itself. It affects its movement. It affects its behavior, and it affects the environment and how long it remains within an environment. Meaning, you know, erratic movement versus stable movement, fast versus slow markets, you know, consolidated markets versus markets that are moving in one direction or the other. There's so many different types of behavior and so many different forms that it comes in that you really have to be a student of the market to understand what you're doing. And until you actually become that, you will consistently lose your money, because the market is always going to shift on you. So whatever strategy you might be utilizing at the time is only going to work for X amount of time. Once the market shifts into something else, your strategy now becomes null and void. It's either going to, you know, be problematic, or you just will start losing, period. And a lot of times people will wonder, like, oh man, I don't know what happened. You know, we were doing so well for the last 3 months. Then out of nowhere, you know, it just wasn't working anymore. Well, we got to figure out another strategy. Eventually, you will get burnt out and exhausted trying to continue to figure out ways of curve fitting the market, because curve fitting the market is not a profitable thing to begin with. It's not something that's long term. It's something that is short term and temporary. So again, whenever the market decides to shift and do something different, now you're in a situation where you have to adjust your curve fit, thus adjust your strategy, or not even adjust your strategy, create a new one. So this is why it is way more profitable to just study the market, because even if you're studying the market and not taking any trades, remember that if you're not taking any trades, you're not losing any money. If you're not losing any money, that's profitable. Think about it. So it's very important to understand the difference between those two things, and ultimately to understand the nuances of the market that you are a part of. So until you do, you will continue to struggle. You will continue to have issues. You will continue to lose money. And hopefully you'll run into, you know, content like what it is that I'm putting out that actually gives you hope, that there is hope, that there's some light at the end of the tunnel, because there is. There definitely is. You can become a profitable trader. You can learn how to understand and interpret the market's behavior. You just will need a significant amount of patience. You will need a lot of discipline. This is what studying the market is going to help you to develop. A lot of times people don't understand. They want to jump in with both feet, but they don't understand the market yet. They just want to jump in, give me a strategy, give me a method that I can use. You know, how profitable is the method that you're using? Oh, it's 85%. All right, I'll try that. 85% ultimately means you'll lose your money eventually, because as soon as it drops from 85% profitable to 60% profitable, now you're losing. Will it drop to 60%? Of course it will, because the market's going to change. This is why this educational content and information is so valuable, because it's really just revealing a lot of things to you about the nature of the market itself. The nature of the market is change. The market is never going to remain the same. So because you're dealing with something that is dynamic and constantly changing, not only does it go through cyclical changes, it goes through behavioral changes frequently, like every day. So you have all these different types of behaviors, you have these different types of environments that the market will remain in for X amount of time. And you have to be able to navigate everything, not just some of it. You have to be able to navigate it all if you want to be successful and profitable over the long term. And that's where TeamAlliance comes in, because that's exactly what we're allowing you to learn how to do. We're positioning you to do that, to actually navigate the market. Not, oh, here's a strategy, here, use this, and this is going to work, 80% of the time. You'll win 8 out of 10 trades. Yeah, but if you're going to win 8 out of 10 trades, if you take 15 trades, 4 of those trades might be losing trades within the 20 that you would have ultimately taken, but you may not even have gotten to the 20th trade to get the profitable trades. So it ends up being 4 out of 10. You see how that could work out? The numbers can be skewed crazy, and it will throw off your average. That's why it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. People are wondering, oh, I thought you said that this was 8 out of 10. Well, how many trades did you take? Oh, I took 15 and I lost 4. Well, you got to still take 5 more trades to get the other winning trades out of whatever that percentage is. And it may not even come. You may have to take 30 trades to see that 80%. It's an average. See, like, people don't think about that type of thing either. So again, it's not, it has nothing to do with the method or a strategy as far as being successful. This has to do with really understanding and learning the environment of the market and learning how to interpret the behavior of the market and then apply that to whatever you're trading specifically. That's how you're going to become successful. All right, so I'm losing my light. I can see it's getting dark out here. You guys can definitely reach out to me if you want to learn how to trade successfully and trade profitably long term. Just reach out to me. Send me a text message, 914-979-2317. You can also reach me directly on Facebook. That's the fastest way to get in contact with me. Send me a friend request. Let me know that you want to get into training. Aside from that, if you're not ready to begin training yet, continue to enjoy the educational content that I'm putting out. It will continue. It's not going to stop. I'm going to keep putting out this information, and this information is very valuable, and you can use it to prepare yourself for when you are ready to train ultimately. All right. And aside from that, you'll see the 1-a-day playlist underneath this video in the description box. If you're looking at this on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, just send me a friend request. All right. Get in contact with me. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that content. I hope you guys are continuing to educate yourself through the educational series playlist. You'll see the playlist underneath this video also in the description box. And aside from that, those of you who are going to be training with us, I will see you soon. Everyone else, continue to enjoy the content. All right. Mark Fuller, New York City, TeamAlliance. I'll holler at you. Y'all have a good weekend. Peace and love. God bless.